finally, we are having, finally, the studio is happening. You would love a large hauler. There's a good few large haulers that are fairly good value as well. Kenny, like, also happy belated New Year's. Wow, that is belated, isn't it, Lazuli? Tiffin, this looks so good. Anyway, thank you. But yeah, the raft is what I thought. But then again, also Hull C is pretty fancy. Right. Yeah, to graduating from the shed. No, I'm in a conservatory. I'm in the conservatory at the back of our house. Twitch paying off finally. No, not really. In fact, I make less on Twitch than I ever used to. But that's but a lot of that's my fault for kind of falling off as a like and my like burnout and ADHD and all of that getting in the way. But then again also the but then again like the fire, like having the fire service job on the side now really helps. So I know what that's like. Those skip haulers, nice people, but usually here they will take what you can fit. 50 foot. My problem with the Hermes, is that it is so short. The Hermes are just so short. I think you'll struggle to find too much utility about it. What feature of the studio are you excited about? The biggest thing I'm excited about the new studio is getting our living room back. The best thing about the new studio will be what it does to our house. Only took 4 years of living here. Well, 3 and a bit. The only issue with the Hermes is it looks like it's something out of Star Trek and its narrow rear door. Doesn't it have a drop belly? Oh no, it's got the 2 drop bellies, right? It's got like a small vehicle bay. It's got a small like vestibule at the back, which would be a vehicle bay, and then it's got like 2 drop down bits, and like I wonder, like I can't remember if the Apollo chassis is meant to be modular, because if it's meant to be modular and you can have like cargo on one side and then like 2 tier 2 med beds on the other side, like instead of the cargo, that would be really cool. However, the fact that it's just like a really low roofed warehouse and then a cockpit with some beds on the other side. There's no rooms. There's no rooms. There's no like there's no sort of amenities or anything. It's just like it feels like a wide freelancer, you know. And like the reason I don't like I used to really like the freelancer, but the freelancer's kind of like dropped off for me in my favors because I'm just not a great fan of like spaceships that are just, you know, a tube. Like I like it when there's like rooms off and there's a little bit of a corridor and even decks. I like decks, but then like the A1 Spirit is almost like the A1 Spirit is almost like sort of the most tubular ship I would go with, because like it's got there's a couple of different bits to it, and you know, blah blah blah. Anyway, also another ship I'd love because space yacht would be the 890 Jump. Oh my god! I mean, I've got the 400i, which is like the small space yacht. But also, I have an 890 Jump in game, because I bought that with in game money. I don't own it out of game. The thing I own out of game is the Polaris, because I have no self-control. No. The reason I